rascal.
What a bad little rascal. Bad little rascal, that little rascal.
What a bad little girl.
What a bad little rascal.
The Little Rascals. What's that movie called? It's The Little Rascals.
The Little Rascal. Alfalfa gets a boner. His hair stands up. when the little girl...
His hair ain't the only thing standing up.
That's staying in.
That was solid.
That's us testing the audio, but
that was pretty solid. And the ways of magic.
Hello.
Fucking love.
Yeah, do an intro.
You're an intro. My mic keeps... Okay, oh boy.
Are you good?
Oh boy,
we're both quiet now.
My mic keeps spinning around.
Fuck.
See, look at this. I pull it away and it goes, whoop. Pull it away and it goes, whoop. No.
Well, it's
Wait.
the cord.
Wait.
Let's go to the chords. You're just gonna have to
Hello.
move the whole stand. It's just the cord.
Moving the stand's not going to do anything.
Yeah, the cord's in the corner.
Oh. Oh.
Alright.
LMAO. Got him.
As you can see, we're setting up still.
Sorry about that guy. Sorry about that there guy.
No, 100% perfect production.
I just want to have good audio for one time. One time, can I have good audio, please?
Guys, please just Venmo us so
Please
we can
Venmo me.
rent a studio every week.
Yeah,
Like,
I just want a studio.
Calm.
Okay, I'm just gonna make sure you can intro us.
Okay, now we're getting to the intro after a minute and 40 seconds of us fucking around. Fucking in each other butthole. So this is the podcast. The Wasteland Podcast. Wow.
Yeah, this is the Owen Wilson Fan Club podcast.
Yep.
I'm your host, Owen Wilson Fan 999, with my co-host, Wilson is Best 69 420. Say hi, Wilson is Best 69 420.
Hi.
Hi, I love Owen Wilson. I like when he says, "Wow."
He's in the.
Yeah, I know.
He's in Loki for some reason.
The show is. I only watched the first 2 episodes, but the show is so far just Loki talking to Owen Wilson. The show, like they're just them talking to each other. At least the first 2 episodes.
I don't remember the first episode, so we didn't even watch it.
I rewatched it and then I watched episode 2.
I know. I need to
go back there.
I need to actually watch it because it seems like an interesting premise. Way more interesting than Falcon jerk off.
It's kind of been boring though. I kind of like WandaVision is still the best one. I think.
Oh, by far. They made Wanda and then they made Captain Jerk Off in the Winter Fuck Nut.
Captain Jerk Off in the Winter Comer. Am I right? Couple of gay guys.
The dynamic duo.
The dynamic gay duo.
Couple of cute gay boy.
Hot gay men. Show about hot gay men doing hot gay men shit. Like each other.
Hot gay boy summer.
Yeah. It's not that weird if you take your shirt off watching Falcon Winter Soldier. That's normal. That's okay. You can do that.
It's not that weird if you jerk off.
Well, yeah. If you're just watching porn at the same time.
You don't even need to watch porn.
You're watching porn while watching... Yeah, I guess you're right. You can just use your imagination while watching Falcon Winter Soldier.
Not even that. It's just porn.
It's porn. You turn it on
just treat it like porn.
You turn it on and they're just fucking each other. You're like, why does everyone say the show so good? Why does everyone like the show so much?
I don't think you'd be that confused.
Yeah. You're right. Might be a little curious, if you know what I'm saying.
I might be a little confused. In my pants.
A little confusion for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Listen, there'll never be a black Captain America.
I was thinking
suck my dick. And then they start 69ing.
My dad?
Your dad?
No. My daddy showed me how to do this.
My daddy showed me how to. What is it? I don't know. He's like, my daddy taught me not to be ashamed of our dicks.
Yeah.
And the guy goes,
Yeah. Wait, use my mouth so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. He's like, sometimes I rip the skin. He's like, I can show you how to do that with the. Or he's like, my dad taught me how to not rip the skin using our mouth. He's like, would you show me how to do it? And he goes, I sure would. Something like that. He's like, no, sir, no problem at all. And he like goes over there. And that's usually when the YouTube clip ends. But
God, that's so good.
yeah.
Bring back that.
Bring back gay porn.
Bring back gay porn.
I don't think it went anywhere. I think it's still there. I think it's just not on the front page of the websites. You got to search it out.
Yeah.
You got to go to gayman.com. Type in
Gayman.com.
I'm sure it's a great website, whatever that is. Someone has to have that domain.
Yeah.
Gayman.org.
There's .org.
.gov. Yeah, .gov.
Gayman.gov.
Gayporn.gov.
Gay porn.
Gay porn.
Gay man porn. Gay.
There's some random episode of Oni Plays where at the very beginning they say some website name and they start saying what it is. And then, like, if you actually go to the URL, they actually own that website, and they made, like, a fake little website for it. I forgot
so
what it's
funny.
called, though.
We gotta buy the domain now. Gayman.org.
We're here to organize the gay men.
Gay men's.
All the porn.
Gay menses.
The best porns. We'll get shut down by George Bush or something.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of George Bush themed gay porn.
I bring this up because Two Girls, One Cup was shut down by George Bush. George Bush made it illegal. George Bush literally made Two Girls, One Cup illegal.
Yeah, I guess he did. Huh.
There was like Two Girls, One Cup became viral, and then he made a law that would like ban scat porn or something. So it got...
Why?
Because someone probably showed it to him and recorded his reaction. And he went, oh.
George Bush is at a sleepover in his onesie.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, George, come watch this video with us.
Hey, George. Now
hey, George.
Of Mike's main character, because he says George. It's like, hey, George. Come watch this video and don't mind me really recording funny. You. It's funny. And then, what's a good George Bush? Like, Texas. All right, I'll watch this video here. Stop. Oh, no, turn it off.
Sometimes when you do an impression, you just have to like reset your palette.
Yeah.
It's like whenever I want to do a Peter impression, I have to go.
Yeah. I always go with the freaking sweet. I am purposely like doing it really bad like that.
Yeah.
It's like my version of Peter is like
freaking sweet.
Hey Joe, Peter, watch this video.
Peter. I can't even.
All right, that sounds freaking sweet.
The guy who voices.
What is this? This is gayer than the time I sucked Mr. T's cock. I pity the fool.
So
that's
stupid.
Basically a Family Guy episode.
I know.
I just
that would
summed
be. Oh god.
Wow, Brian, that's pretty gay. This is gayer than the time I walked in on Tiger Woods, kissing George Clooney. And because it's always,
I didn't leave.
It's always random. Yeah. And I didn't leave. I watched.
It's so.
They always have the most random ones.
I know. I remember one where it's like, I know every girl who's in porn. They just started 5 minutes ago. I know them. That's a Peter quote.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What? That's not a Quagmire quote or anything?
That's a Peter quote. Swear.
Sounds like Seth has forgotten who's who in his show. I need Peter to be a porn addict in this episode instead of Quagmire, who, is the horny one.
Yeah.
That's his whole shtick, is he's a horny guy.
He literally, rapes and drugs.
Yeah, I know. It started out with him just being, horny and, being a ladies' man. And then over time...
And now he's just a sex criminal.
Yeah, over time it just got, worse and worse. And it's like, okay, tone it down.
He has, a baby fat... There's episodes where Brian will walk in on him dressed like a fucking baby in a diaper and shit. It's so weird.
He has every fetish known to man.
Yeah. He discovers internet porn and he has one arc. It's really big.
Yeah.
That one's a classic.
Yeah. That one's actually pretty funny. That one's actually funny because he's like, you didn't know there's porn on the internet? He's like, what? And then he comes out and his arms just
it's like Peter's like, wow, I haven't seen Quagmire in 3 days.
I haven't slept in 3 days.
Yeah.
He like turns around, his one arm's just giant. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
That
funny.
one's actually good.
Yeah.
Because that one's not involving him raping someone.
Yeah.
So that one's just him
Or like
abusing himself.
Some girl has a heart attack or something. He's like, let me give her, I know CPR. And he just like fucking comes on her chest or something.
He's like, I'll perform CPR. And he like keeps like, he presses on her chest like a million times and then like keeps kissing her for a long time.
And then she wakes up and he's still doing it.
It's like a really awkward scene because like it lasts way too long.
I'm pretty sure he like knocks her out again or something so he can keep doing it.
Well, at least not in this the one I've seen, but yeah.
God. It seems like something you would do. Giggity.
That's how a lot of like 80s movies were, though. They'd always be like, all right, we're gonna prank the lifeguard, the hot lifeguard. And he like pretends to drown and he's just like...
That's from The Sandlot.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah.
That's literally a scene in The Sandlot.
They always do that shit. Or like Porky's is another one where they like drill a hole in the girl's shower, and then he like just like he's just looking, and then he sticks his dick to the hole, and then like the old lady comes and grabs it because she doesn't know what it is.
Or like fucking American Pie.
Which one happened in American Pie?
It's where the girl gets naked and the guy like records it without her knowing and shows all his friends.
So fucking
it aged horribly.
They just put all this like horrible stuff in all those like raunchy movies.
Yeah.
And I know like when you're in high school, like you in high school you want that. You want like one day could someone pull the fire alarm and then all the girls run out of the gym, like the locker room, but they're all in their underwear for some reason. You're just like, that's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
But like,
or you accidentally walk into the girls and they're like, come here.
Oh, I went in the wrong one.
And they're like, oh, it's all right.
It's fine. Yeah, get dressed with us today.
Yeah.
Which would never happen.
Yeah.
And also they wouldn't look as nice as you probably think they.
No. They got like stretch marks and they actually look like a human.
Oh, I didn't mean that, but I just meant like,
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Just like normal people.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're just like trying to get. I don't know what I'm saying.
Stretch marks are hot.
I didn't say that, but
I'm trying to be body positive.
Body positive. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't run away from a girl's stretch marks.
No.
It's all the same.
That's what it is.
Listen, if you can't handle it, then you don't deserve it. You don't get no pussy. If you can't handle it, you don't get it. That's how it works.
And then, like the thing, like everyone has stretch marks.
Yeah, that too.
It just happens.
Yeah, especially like if you get older, like you're just gonna get it. Like your body just changes after high school. You just get bigger. You get bigger and bigger.
You just get fat.
You just get fucking fat. I wasn't always like this, Lois. I used to be a skinny lad. And then one day, I don't know, what's a food that Peter would eat a bunch and get fat from? Because it's funny if it's just one food.
Oh, like he gets addicted to
beer. Well, he's into beer, but so is Homer because they're the same character.
Yeah, he would get addicted to some like really obscure.
Oh, you're right. He would. Peter he'd like eat some Italian dish or something. Like
yeah,
it wouldn't be like a cheeseburger. Like Homer, it's donuts.
Yeah,
but Peter, it'd be like
it'd be some obscure funny dish that he like gets a heroin addiction to.
Yeah,
a heroin like addiction.
It'd be a very specific like dish that you can probably only get in certain restaurants or something.
Yeah, and he's always paying for it until he gets super fat.
Yeah, that's a Family Guy joke.
Yeah,
for sure.
Seth MacFarlane, hire us.
Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, no, I'm sure he'd love it with all the. We'd just be ripping on him all the time.
He goes,
"Wow, Seth, that one was really Quagmire rapes another girl."
Another rape joke from Quagmire. Classic Quagmire.
Oh man, that's so funny.
That's what you want.
That one doesn't get old.
Now, if you're gonna Flanderize a character, make them a rapist. That's what I say, because then you can always make rape jokes.
I mean, the old pedophile.
The old man pedophile.
That's kind of funny.
I think that one was that's like a thing. That's the early 2000s. Everyone always liked to make those kind of jokes. I think it's because people like making fun of Michael Jackson. I think that's why.
Yeah.
And then like we all like had it on our minds all the time. We had to talk about it. I mean, it's like that's like there's a few things in this world that is like that's the ultimate. You should never do that. So it's like always okay to make fun of like pedophiles and But like I don't know. I don't know why it became funny. It seemed like you can't go anywhere in the 2000s without
it's like
pedophile jokes.
Any tragedy is going to be like
or just like a gay.
It's like 9/11 jokes.
Just like an older gay man trying to like hit on another man. Everyone thinks it's like always really funny.
Yeah.
If it's like a gay dude hitting on a straight dude, but it's never like a gay, like flamboyantly gay guy. It's always like a straight up, just like huge, like butchy,
like a bear.
Dude. Yeah, it's a bear. Shane called me a bear at work. And if you don't know what I look like at all, it's not a bear. I don't look like a bear.
I just thought it would funny. I thought it'd be funny. And it was. Tyler laughed.
Yeah, it caught me really off guard. Really caught me off guard. I did not expect that.
I knew it did because you stopped mid-sentence.
I think we were just calling each other that we just started doing this thing. Me and Shane started doing this thing where we go like, yeah, you gay man, you hot gay man, you fucking hot gay man. And then we just
like, oh, dude.
We really.
If I was gay, I'd be so sexually attracted to you, fucking hot ass gay man.
Fucking gay ass bitch. But I said something like, if I was gonna experiment with boys, I'd experiment with you because that's how gay you are. You're queer.
Yeah. It's so funny.
It's like we're both doing it, so it's not. It's like I don't know, man.
It's so stupid.
It's still funny though.
I know.
We're gonna have to run that. I mean, we're gonna run it into the ground for sure.
We always do.
Yeah, but
what was the one? There's something like a couple weeks ago we were talking about. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, like just that.
Oh yeah, we always have a joke that we just run into the ground, but
what the hell?
Sometimes we're referencing something, and other times we're just like we make something up and we just run with it.
Yeah, they're both funny.
Yeah. What the hell?
What the hell?
Okay. Well, we can transition to talking about. I mean, we're about 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
We can. So I guess last week was me and Jeremiah only. This was supposed to have Jeremiah here too, but he got like called into work last minute or something like that.
He got scheduled late.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still coming or not, but he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. It's almost 9 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You can tell him he doesn't have to worry. He doesn't worry about it because we'll probably be done recording by the time he's done anyway. So I don't want to make him drive out here, but
yeah.
So last episode, I'll set this up a little bit. Last episode, Shane was out of town, which we mentioned that in the last episode. And so something happened that it very much interested me and Shane, but didn't really interest Jeremiah. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like an event in the political scene. And I mean, me and Shane, I watch
that should say something about the state of politics right now.
Well,
is that such a big event?
When I say it's a big event in the political scene, I mean like the political YouTubers,
right?
And stuff like that. Like the Reddit bros probably had a field day, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah. So like I watch a lot of Majority Report, and I used to watch. I still watch some David Pakman. I used to watch a lot of Secular Talk and Young Turks stuff, and now I mostly just watch Majority Report if I want the news on something. And but you know, Shane, you watch like Hassan Piker, and he was going crazy about this stuff. So, and I mean, everyone was having a good time with this. But I knew it wasn't going to interest Jeremiah as much, so I just wanted him to say his completely unbiased opinion because it's an interesting perspective. Someone who doesn't really have an attachment to any of these people. And he said it was basically like watching like a publicity stunt or something like that. He said it wasn't really like a big deal. But, I mean, you guys want to hear his words, you can just watch it. I mean, I have a whole podcast where he says what he says. But, me and Shane have been still talking about this Crowder stuff all day, today and yesterday, because it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of amazing. Because Crowder has been running from Sam for 3 years now, and maybe even more.
He runs from everyone.
This Cold Feet Crowder meme has been a thing for a long time.
And it's not a lie. It's 100% true. Crowder never says, explicitly, he never was booked to do a debate and then canceled. What he said was that if you look at the evidence, he's never done Politicon ever. And it's like, that's like what you'd say in court. It's like, you can just say anything you want because you can just claim like, well, if you look at this means I've never done this, therefore there's no evidence I've ever would have done booking. But there is evidence because the booker said that his dad was in contact with the booker. So his dad does the booking. We know this. That's a verified fact. And so like, why would this booker person make that up? Like, it makes no sense. Like, 100% it happened. If you know that the dad is the booker before that was verified, and now it is verified, then like that's totally true because you wouldn't just make that up out of nowhere. Like,
right.
So he did 100% run away from the debate. Now, if he was smart, he could say it had nothing to do with Sam, but he doesn't say that. And that's because he'll have to debate Sam. If he does it, he'll have to eventually debate Sam. Mm-hmm. If he keeps saying stuff, if he ever acknowledges that he doesn't have a problem debating Sam, but he actually did, he 100% acknowledged he has a problem with debating Sam, but he hid behind the fact that all the other Republicans don't want to debate him. But I find it interesting that he said Joe Rogan won't talk to you, Dave Rubin won't talk to you, Sam Harris won't talk to you. YouTube has YouTube banned Crowder. So Crowder is setting up Sam Seder like he's an untrustworthy, bad faith actor. Like he's banned from talking to all these people. But Crowder is like literally, like he got demonetized on YouTube and he cannot make money on YouTube now. Like if anyone doesn't have credibility, it would be Steven Crowder, not Sam Seder. So it's just a weird argument to make. But anyway.
He was like, same reason Joe Rogan and all these people, because you don't have the subscriber count.
Joe Rogan
it's like Joe Rogan.
He's talked about Sam before.
Yeah. Not only that, but I mean, he had Crowder on when Crowder was pretty small.
Yeah, Crowder when Crowder was a nobody. He has David Pakman and the guy from Secular Talk, what's his name, Kyle Kalinske on all the time, and they're both really good friends with Sam Seder. There's no reason why they wouldn't just have all of them on.
Mm-hmm.
Now Sam does clash with people that Joe is friends with, like Dave Rubin and Crowder and Ben Shapiro. Joe's friends with these people, and Sam Seder says they're fucking brain dead morons, and that's kind of mean. But this is, he's just saying his opinion on their political beliefs. So I don't know why Joe would not want to have Sam on for that reason. But Sam criticizes Joe
Ben's
too.
Probably said worse.
Sam will criticize Joe, but Sam has also praised Joe when Joe has gotten it right. Like when Joe makes fun of Dave Rubin or makes fun of Ben Shapiro, then Sam's like, we got to show this Joe Rogan clip because Joe's telling it like it is. So I think it's pretty fair to Joe. But but there's a quote where David Pakman is on Joe Rogan's show. And Joe asked David Pakman if it's mean that Sam Seder keeps attacking Dave Rubin. And Pakman just starts laughing. He's like, I don't understand the problem. And he's like, why? He's like, well, and Joe says something like, well, he's making fun of his cognitive ability to, like, break down situations. Like, he's basically saying like, Dave Rubin's a fucking moron. And that's why Sam shouldn't make fun of him, because he's actually making fun of someone who can't defend themselves because he's so stupid. And it's like a weird way. It's weird. Joe's like, I feel bad for Dave because he's too stupid. It's like, it's really weird. It was really weird because he wasn't making fun of Dave Rubin, but Pakman just kept laughing because he was like, this is so silly. Like, I can't believe you're.
Yeah.
But I mean, who cares if you make fun of someone?
And Dave Pakman's like a smaller channel than Sam Seder is, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, Pakman's smaller, but Pakman he's earned his due. He's been around for a long time, but Seder's one of the biggest. He's one of the bigger names.
Yeah, for sure.
Young Turks is still the biggest one, but that's like a network of multiple people.
Yeah.
Majority Report and Sam Seder, which Sam Seder runs Majority Report. He's the boss. That is still bigger than a lot of these other ones. I mean, and like I said, he's a voice actor on Bob's Burgers. He's an MSNBC contributor. They have a show on the Peacock. The Majority Report has a show on the Peacock app. So, like, acting like he doesn't have credibility.
Or that he's too small of a channel.
Well, like, if he says he's too small of a channel, that's one thing. But it's like, so what? He has credibility as a person. Like, who he is. He's proven himself. It's like Sam has a lot of book authors on his show.
That, and you don't need a lot of subscribers to talk about an issue.
Yeah, it's more interesting to talk about someone who knows what they're talking about versus someone who's famous, you know? It's like, would you rather... It's like this. Would you rather watch a movie like This Is the End with all these big-name actors in it and it's really not even that funny? Or would you rather watch like a movie that's actually just really funny? You don't care about who the actors are, you know?
Like Turbo Kid.
Yeah, like Turbo Kid or something like that.
Yeah. I watched Turbo Kid in a second over...
Yeah.
Fucking Star Wars Episode 9 again.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, like, it doesn't matter. Like, there was a culture for a while where it was like, oh, all we care about is who's in this thing versus, like, what the thing actually is. I don't care about who's in the thing. I care about the thing's good, you know?
Yeah. Although, I mean, there are some things, some actors where I'm like, you know, anything they'll be in is probably good.
Because you trust them. And
yeah.
You trust, like, I trust
It's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Most of his movies are good.
Yeah.
Like Brad Pitt, you know? It's like stuff like that.
But it doesn't, like, I don't know. It doesn't mean, it shouldn't matter if they're a big name or not to do a political debate. All it should matter is that if they know what they're talking about.
Crowder goes to colleges and debates, although he says it's not a debate, but it literally is.
It's a debate. He's like, change my mind is not a debate. How is it not a debate? You're literally...
He goes...
You are literally arguing with someone about what their position is wrong or something. Change my mind is 100%
He goes,
debate.
It's not a debate, we're just talking.
We're just talking here. We're having a conversation. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
You know?
He's so...
If you guys want to see Crowder act literally the same way he did around Sam Cedar, just watch Crowder on Joe Rogan, where Crowder falls apart within seconds of Joe doing basic questioning.
He almost cries on that one too.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are ganging up on me. There's two of you. There's only one of me. And he's like, all I did was ask him to look something up. He didn't say anything. I just want him to look up
but I don't have a laptop here. Why does he get to pull? He's like, he just pulled up studies. Like, you can read them.
Yeah. He's like, just read them.
You can pull up the same studies if you want
he
on your phone.
The studies were anecdotal evidence. It's like, no, that's research.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah, no, Crowder is just a joke. But I mean, the thing is, the H3 podcast has like 2 million subscribers, and Sam Cedar has like 1 million subscribers. So is it really that different? Like, I mean,
and 1 million's like, that's not a small channel.
Yeah.
Maybe if he had like 100,000.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird, but
1 million, like he's well off. He gets that YouTube money.
But also, Crowder would ambush the Young Turks and fuck with them when he was a nobody, and basically piggybacking off the Young Turks to get more views. Because if you were right leaning, you would want to make fun of the Young Turks, and then you would get more views off that because they hate the Young Turks. So, if you put Young Turks in your name, how are you going to do that without just like actually ambushing them and surprising them with the interview? Because they're not going to do it themselves. Alex Jones did it before. There's a great video of Alex Jones interrupting the Young Turks, and Roger Stone is with them. It's Alex Jones and Roger Stone breaking into the Young Turks during the RNC. They just like completely just fuck up their live stream. They just come in and start fucking with them. And Jank takes his like suit jacket off, and he's like, "We're gonna fight right here, right now." Like he's screaming. He's like, "Fuck you, Alex Jones and Roger Stone. You're a fucking criminal. You're a fucking criminal, Roger Stone." He is.
Yeah.
He got thrown in jail. He was released, but he got thrown in jail. Yeah. That was amazing. Jank was fucking pissed. But yeah. I mean, that's what they do though. And so they do the same thing. They ambush the bigger channel to get views. But the difference here is that it's an interesting question that, you know, there was supposed to be a debate between Sam Cedar and Steven Crowder. We still haven't had one. Like, where is it? So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Steven was just like shaking the entire time and like fucking breaking up his words. He got so nervous.
Yeah.
He was like, so, what? So we were talking about like the coronavirus. What do you disagree with me on that? And Ethan goes, did you know that the Spartans practiced man love with children?
Yeah,
and then Sam Cedar pops up.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Didn't I tell you this guy?" And then he looks back over. He's like, "Didn't I tell you this guy this?" And he looks back over the screen and goes, "Oh, it's Sam Cedar."
Oh my God, it's Sam Cedar. We knew this would happen because we watched your show.
Yeah, and then he lied about his wife having his pregnant wife having an emergency. He lied about it. He just didn't want to get it. He just didn't want to do the podcast because he knew Sam Cedar would show up. Sam Cedar's show ended early, so he just like canceled on the fucking debate. It's like, dude. And then he did it the next week, and he was still surprised when Sam Cedar showed up. Like, dude, you had the time to prepare for this, and he couldn't even roast him. You had pre-planned.
All he had was Velveteen Rabbit Eyes.
Yeah.
And
So me and Shane were talking about this. Saying take off your glasses and show us your Velveteen Rabbit Eyes. Like, people keep saying it's like anti-Semitic, but like if you take the anti-Semitism away, then really what does that even mean? Because you're just insulting someone for having brown eyes, which is a really
and glasses.
Really weird insult to insult someone for having brown eyes and glasses. Like,
yeah,
you don't wear contacts? What the fuck? Like, what?
Stop hiding behind. He literally said, "Stop hiding behind your glasses, Sam."
Hiding behind glasses. You're not allowed to see.
Sam
blind.
Sam was literally like,
he was squinting as if he wasn't wearing glasses because he was so confused. Like,
what are you talking?
Velveteen button eyes. It's like,
or what was another thing? I don't know.
It's weird though.
Crowder said something and Sam was like, "What the hell are you even fucking talking?"
The way they insult. Like, they insult people by their looks. It's really weird. Like, because they insult Ethan by saying he had a lack of chin and stuff, and it's like, do you think he fucking cares? Like, it's a weird thing to insult someone's looks.
Yeah,
because the thing is, if you insult someone's looks, it usually just makes you look like an asshole.
Or a child.
If you don't have perfect looks yourself, then it's like you have no room to talk.
Which Crowder,
right? And then thirdly, it's only going to be effective if they're really insecure about what you're talking about. If they're not insecure, they're just gonna go, okay, and like you're not really doing anything. So then you're putting yourself in a more panicked situation because you're bombing. You're like on stage bombing.
Yeah.
And so it's like there's like three reasons to just not insult someone by their looks if you're mad at them.
And it's just something like a child would do.
Unless it's like a super funny roast, don't go for it. Like, it has to be a perfect ass roast. But really, that should be like how they dress. If they dress like a moron,
like the gun holsters.
Yeah, and like he's got
Ethan.
gun holsters.
Ethan made fun of him for gun holsters, and Steven was like,
they were wearing gun holsters. Everyone in the studio had gun holsters. So that's already
at age 3.
Yeah. So that's already like way funnier than anything he can say.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have a chin. Like, okay, you're wearing gun holsters. That's all I have to say. Like,
so funny.
So stupid. While Crowder has his big beard hiding his chin. That's what I'm saying.
This weak ass chin.
Don't go for those jokes. It's just stupid to go for those kind of insults for someone's looks. It's not a good tactic at all. But I mean, Crowder also will just call things gay all the time. Like, he doesn't.
He acts like he's in high school.
Yeah, but he's like 33. Well, actually, he might be older now. He might be like 35 now. But it's like, it's so lame. Like, he used to wear a shirt that would say communism is for fags on it. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You're against the left wing, you're against socialism, you're against communism. But why does your shirt have to say communism is for fags? You know?
What's
I don't get it.
Yeah, what's funny about that?
Yeah, it's like, what's the first of all,
you have to like hate gay people to find that funny.
Well, like, so the Rap Critic, he's a guy on YouTube. I used to really watch a lot of his shit. But when you're critiquing rap, people say some foul shit in rap. They say some fuck shit. They say some hateful shit. And his rule is, if you're gonna be an asshole, you better be funny. If you're not funny, then you've just wasted everyone's time. Like, yeah. So again, if you're gonna say communism's for fags, can you find? Is there a joke in there? Is there a punchline? Is there a connecting tissue between communism and gay people? Is there anything? Or is it just gay is bad, therefore communism is bad, therefore communism is gay? Like, what's...
I think it's like... Because in high school when you just call shit gay, like... Right. So you just think it's funny because gay is funny or something.
So it's really weird. And he's using that word. He's using the FAG word. So it's like, I don't understand what...
It's literally, he just thinks...
Are you just saying, like, communism is bad and also if you're gay, I fucking hate you? Like, what is... Like, this isn't a joke. It's a statement, that's for sure. But it's like, what is this? Why are you doing this? Meanwhile, he dresses in Spartan armor... Which is actually funny because Spartans were gay. Spartans would fuck each other. That's why it's funny when you say, did you know Spartans practice man love? Which saying man love is a funny way of saying it.
I know. With children.
And when you say that to someone who's extremely homophobic, and you're like, hey, you know that thing you love is actually historically really gay. Which is not insulting to gay people, but it is insulting to him because he
hates gay people.
Yeah. And see, that's why it's funny. And it's like, because it's clever. There's actually something there. There's a connection between gay and Spartans. There's no connection between gay and communism. Other than a lot of people in the LGBT community happen to be leftists. Which at that point, you're like, communism's for fags. And all the gay people are like, yeah, I know. I know.
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Okay, move on. Yeah. Again,
next question.
It's just he thinks calling stuff gay is funny.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, we get it.
So that is the joke to him. Which is
why it's just feeding us so much material. We get to make so many gay jokes about him now.
Yeah,
because he's just like, here's my insecurities, here's what I'm projecting, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go for that though, like, and that's what they did.
And he's so easy to make. He's so easy to get. It's easy to get him worked up and upset about stuff.
And he'll say like, "You're not masculine." That doesn't hurt Sam Cedar or Ethan's feelings. But if you say it back to him, he's going to cry about it.
Yeah.
So
he called Sam Cedar a woman.
Yeah, he said, you gossip, you're such a woman. Because you're like, you gossip, you're such a woman. And it's like, okay, well, I'm sure your wife loves that for one, when you're in, you're like, women gossip. But for two, it's like, that's not offensive.
Yeah.
Like, if someone called me, like, a woman, I don't know what I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't be upset. Usually when people... We were talking about this at work. When people call you like a libtard or like any word like that, when they say something they think is going to trigger you or offend you, and it's just like, no, I'm not offended. I'm like, I'm embarrassed for you, but like I'm not offended.
Yeah.
You might
get a new joke.
Or get me go like, you might get me like go what? But like
I haven't heard that one.
But like I'm not like upset that you hurt my feelings. It's more like I'm just like, is this real life? Like, what is going on? Like, why would you say that? Like, are you an idiot?
Yeah.
But like libtard, I have to repeat this joke because I said it at work and it made Shane laugh really hard. But like, I guess like libtard, like they're saying tard, so they're calling you a retard. And then again, they're like, haha, if I say something ableist, then they'll be upset because I'm calling them like a tard, and that's gonna upset them. But really, it's like, again, that does not upset me. I'm not offended. But then, like, when we call them their nickname, because, like, our nickname is libtard, we call them their nickname, which is racist, then they get super upset. And they're like, well, it's not racist if I... Like, they don't want to admit...
I have a black friend, I'm not racist.
Like, a lot of us go around and like, yeah, we're libtards, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you call them racist, they get so mad and deny it. And it's like, shut up. That's what you are. Because we have better words. Because we say words that are meaningful. They say words that sound edgy, I guess. So.
And it's like, when they say liberal, like libtard, they're talking about actual, like, neoliberals.
Right. Which is like, if you're a leftist, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not. I'm insulted you think I'm a liberal, but.
Yeah.
You also don't know what a liberal is. You don't know what the difference is. Like, they think that Biden wants socialism.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No. There's a reason.
Oh, no.
Don't you know why it was like such a fierce competition between Bernie and Hillary and then Bernie and then Biden? Like, it's because those two are not for socialism. So, and then people were like, Kamala Harris is more left than Bernie. That's what they would say on TV. When Biden picked Kamala as his running mate, they would say,
oh, yeah.
She's more...
And then...
But that wasn't the Democrats saying, that was the Republicans saying.
I know.
And then Kamala's like, no. I'm not left at all.
Yeah.
I'm not for
and then
fracking.
She goes and goes...
I am totally for fracking. You know.
And then she goes to the border and says, don't come. And then Trump goes, "I'm gonna come."
They're like,
I love that a lot. I'm gonna come.
They ran on getting rid of the kids in cages so hard, just to be like, we're not kidding. And Jeremiah called it. Jeremiah called it.
No, we're not doing that.
Way a long time ago, he said the Biden's not gonna get the kids out of cages, and people used to say on Twitter all the time that the news is going to talk about the kids in cages a lot less once Biden's elected, and they do. They don't talk about it anymore. And now you have Democrats who defend it. Now you have Democrats who defend, we need to put kids in cages and stuff like that.
And you have Republicans doing the opposite.
Yeah, where they say we need to get kids out of cages.
And they blame Biden for it.
Oh my God, have you guys seen what's going on the border? Like, yes, we saw it for 2 years now, 3 years.
4 years.
It's been going on for a while now. Yes.
It was the week after Biden was inaugurated, Ted Cruz went to the border and was like, "See what Biden's doing to all these kids in cages?"
That's literally what Trump was doing, yeah.
I know. It was Biden's had a week in office, and you think he already built these cages and put kids?
Yes, Ted.
There's 100,000 kids in cages. You think Biden did that in a week?
It's yes, Ted, we're upset that Biden hasn't reversed the kids in cages thing like he said he would, but I hate to break it to you, Trump's the one who made it so that way it was zero tolerance policy to put kids in cages. Obama, I said on this podcast probably 10 times, Obama made the cages for criminals who cross the border. Trump said if you cross the border, you're a criminal no matter what. He made a zero tolerance policy on people who cross the border. That made the cages totally filled up with people when they used to have basically no one in them at all. Because if you weren't allowed asylum, they would just deport you. They didn't keep you in a cage. They just turn you back and say, "Nope, go back, go." Mm-hmm. But instead, Trump's like, "We're just going to collect all these Mexicans and other Hispanic people,
trading Pokemon."
And then they orphaned all of those kids. They separated so many families. There's going to be a thing. When you guys are in your 40s or 50s, there's going to be a bunch of articles, a bunch of news stories about kids who were separated at the border when, in the 2020s, in 2016s or whatever, and they're just now meeting their real parents or whatever, and it's going to be the next crisis. They're going to talk about, just like the Holocaust survivors talk about the Holocaust.
Yeah, there's going to be so many memoirs.
It's going to be a huge thing, and you guys we're all acting like we're not going through this horrible historic event because the news isn't talking about it. It's called propaganda. And Kamala Harris is totally down with it.
Yeah.
So,
there's
a real possibility if the Republicans, if they would just act normal, there's a real possibility I would vote for them just to get Biden and Kamala out. But the problem is they're running on this bullshit that they still love and worship Trump. And they're still talking about Trump 24/7. They're still we need to get Trump back in office somehow. And it's you guys are living in imagination land. If you would just run on any actual real policies, you could win. Because Biden is that bad.
I know.
You could win, Republicans. You could win. Just please try.
At this point, I would rather vote for a normal Republican than Biden again.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm probably going to sit out. Honestly, I'm too burnt out on voting. I voted for Hillary, and then Hillary lost, and I voted for Biden, then I lost. The kids in cages thing was one of the most important problems for me, and obviously Trump was not going to do anything about it because he's the one who did it. But
at least Biden said he was going to do it, and you had some hope in that.
I mean, at this point, pretty much when Biden did his address or his after his first 100 days, people were really impressed with it. And Hassan's the one who said yeah, but they're literally just empty promises. He's not going to do any of this stuff, and he was right. Biden hasn't done any of his promises yet. He's not going to. He promised
college debt. He promised minimum wage increase.
And he's the guy who
he's done. He lowered from erasing all college debt to maximum $10,000 to nothing at all.
Nothing at all, yeah.
One Democrat voted no on the minimum wage, and he's like, well, can't do it.
Yeah. It's over. The minimum wage thing is, because two Democrats... And the people who put pressure on those two Democrats and criticize them are the Squad, it's Bernie Sanders. It ain't Biden. Biden doesn't give a shit.
Biden doesn't fucking care.
He won't talk about it. He won't put pressure on them.
And now he's not doing anything about Republicans restricting votes.
Yeah. The Republicans are running wild right now.
They're
The shit
literally,
they're doing is insane.
yeah.
They're just like undermining democracy left and right.
It's like, you know, remember
They're
Antifa?
getting away with it.
Remember Antifa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember Antifa?
We should have listened.
We live in a fascist country. The
It might
Republicans
as-
are like trying to make us a fascist dictatorship.
The Republic, yeah, they want Trump as a
fucking hate
dictatorship.
democracy. It's like, again, this is really weird. If they would just act like normal Americans, if they just cared about what this country actually stands for and just did their jobs and did anything at all, it's like I would vote for them, but they won't do anything at all. I would vote for them just to get Biden out because I think the faster we get him out and get a new Democrat in, the better. I actually don't think it's good to do the full 8 years. I really don't. I think it's bad. Like, we survived these 4 years with Trump. We can survive 4 years with Biden, but we gotta get them out and then swap them back left and right. We gotta keep swapping them because this is not good.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
And the only way they change is if they're afraid of this situation happening. The only way they're gonna change is if we like put pressure on them and say we're not voting for you again. So.
Yeah. But
So the more of
the
us,
media just has such like a
Well,
fucking.
it doesn't. Yeah. Well, the good thing is that Twitter and YouTube and TikTok is so popular that it doesn't even matter what the media says. So,
Well, it does because TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter for millennials and under,
I know, but
and a huge percent.
but it will have an effect.
I agree,
The young people is why Obama won the first time.
hmm
But the problem is that
young people is why Biden won.
and that's what they don't understand. Is they need us or else because people who vote Republican are on that shit. They're fucking cultists. They will be there.
I mean, yeah, Republicans are trying to restrict votes.
Yeah.
They want as little people to vote as possible
Yeah.
because the more people that vote, the more Democrats are going to win.
Yeah.
And they just blocked the For the People Act, which is supposed to be like just like federal guidelines for voting and stuff, so that they can't
Right.
so that they can't restrict voting in individual states, which they've been doing.
You know, if your political party is like trying to block voting, that's usually a sign that
Yeah.
not very
Although in
good.
in a lot of states where they did restrict voting, usually a judge overturns it.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's very unconstitutional. And I'm pretty sure like the Supreme Court even.
Yeah,
I don't actually know if the Supreme Court's done anything about it yet, but like state level judges have overturned it and been like, no, this is fascist and undemocratic. How can you not? And some of them are like Republican judges.
Yeah, because this country's about democracy. That's the whole point.
Republican. Well,
You vote someone in to do a job, they can't undermine that. That's just not how it works.
yeah.
Let the people do their jobs.
There's a lot of Republicans who are against what Republicans are doing.
I know. Well, the Republicans are in the midst of probably breaking off into two different factions, and that's why they keep pushing out all the old school Republicans and keep putting the new Trumpian era Republicans because they're trying to.
Yeah, like
I mean,
Dick Cheney's.
We saw this already when the neolibs took over after Ronald Reagan. The neolibs took over because they're like, okay, we can't. You know, things are so far right now thanks to Reagan that the regular like Democrats aren't going to cut it. Like we need. So the neolibs came in and they pushed everyone else out. So.
That's what, yeah, Trumpian. Like
And so they're
Dick
doing that
Cheney's
now.
daughter got pushed out.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney got pushed out. Marjorie Taylor Greene's like they want her everywhere.
Yeah, she's like their superstar.
Yeah. Which
She
should
keeps
say
She
something.
keeps shit talking AOC every day, and she like doesn't even know anything about AOC.
Yeah. Because it's like a trigger word. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, if I make fun of AOC, that'll get people will like me.
I mean, there needs to be
And then she works out at home and like does fucking.
yeah, the amazing workout.
that
There's
was the best thing she's
it's
ever
only
done.
gonna be a matter of time before they're thrown out. But the Republicans are doing this thing where like everyone, if you're a Republican, you're getting banned off YouTube, you're getting banned off Facebook, Trump's banned off everything. You're getting banned on all these things, and it's going to be a matter of time before they're gonna like review Marjorie Taylor Greene. They already did this once. They tried to like vote if she's even eligible to be in her position because she's such a crude person.
Yeah, they kicked her out of she was on the school, some kind of federal school committee, and they kicked her off because she said something horrible.
Well,
it was something so dumb.
Yeah.
Well, like some kind of tweet.
She thinks Sandy Hook was.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's why they. That's why they kicked her off the board.
Right.
And I was like, thank God, because someone like that running our schools.
Fake, and then you have them working in the school, and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only a matter of time before they review what she says, and they're like, she's unfit to be in this position. Like, she's actually a crazy person, and she is. She's an absolutely crazy person.
But I mean, we've said this again. The First Amendment does not protect you against consequences. Yeah. It protects you against being thrown in jail and persecuted and killed for what you say, but you can still get fired for saying the N-word.
Yeah.
You can still get fired for saying Republicans are being treated like Jews in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
There's still consequences to your actions. The First Amendment doesn't free you from being able to say everything. There's still societal...
Yeah. And so right now, Republicans are in this era where they're just straight up like they are okay being the villains and the antagonists. Like they're so okay with being the ones who just violently go after the Democrats, and they don't stand for any policies at all. They have no morality at all. They have no, like, what is a single policy that the Republicans care about? They don't. There's literally nothing. The only thing is immigration
and abortion
which is
and
like,
gun.
Those are
less gun control.
Such small issues that have nothing to do with the grand scheme of things. It has nothing to do with like the day-to-day issues of America.
It's that, and then just blocking anything the Democrats want to do, no matter what.
So they're just stalling all progress and just trying to make America a worse place. Like I don't understand their point of view at all. Like I legitimately don't understand any Republican. I just don't.
I'd rather they compromise and get shit done than the Republicans just block everything and nothing happens. Like, if Democrats have to agree with Republicans and make, like, changes to laws just to get the Republican vote, do it.
Yeah.
Get it done. Stop fucking jerking off.
But the Republicans won't even, like, do that.
They won't. They
won't do the bare minimum basic. And so it's like...
Because it's not Trump.
And so when the Democrats...
Because it's Biden and it's not Trump. That's why.
It's just so stupid.
They did it to
Obama, too.
Yeah, because they think Biden wants to bring in socialism. Or they probably don't even actually think that.
They don't think that, but they tell the people. They tell American people that.
So that they get scared and want to vote for Trump.
Trump ran his campaign as if he was like, going up against Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. They would go on the debate stage and Trump would say, like, you believe in this. And Biden's like, I don't believe in any of that. This is what I stand for. And Trump's like, well, you're still stupid. It was a horrible debate. That first debate was fucking...
Yeah.
But it was a nightmare because of Trump. Like, we have to be completely real here. There's a serious problem in our country where we have a toxicity with the Republican Party. It's become cancerous. We need to do something. Something's got to change because this cannot become the new Republican.
Yeah.
It can't because progress is just not going to... We have to literally get rid of them. Like
the Republicans went...
When they stormed the Capitol, that was like too far. Like there's...
Oh my God. That makes me so angry. Yeah. The Republicans are going more for like entertaining the public than they are actual policy. Like the Democrats are just trying to push their own agenda, whatever bullshit they want to do.
Yeah.
And Republicans just want to entertain their voters, which is why they had Trump, who's like this unhinged fucking idiot who says and does whatever he wants because it's entertaining. And the Republican voters are too stupid to do that. And it makes Republicans think it's them versus the world and that they're like the...
Yeah, they always want to be the underdog.
Yeah.
They're literally the empire. Like, they're the empire in
That's
Star Wars.
literally what, like, it's like what QAnon people think. Like, conspiracy theory people. Yeah. They want to be like the heroes and the ones that have everything figured out.
Yeah, they want to be the one guy who knows everything.
Right.
When in reality, it's like, okay, trust me, there's a bajillion scientists, There's all these people who do data and research who are graduated from college. They're not all in on a conspiracy. I hate to break it to you. The uneducated person is not and the guy who just reads things online from that other people have told him is not the one guy who has it all figured out. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, they want to be like the heroes that save America and like. Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're like literally ruining running into the ground.
That's why they push the narrative of Biden brings socialism in, because one, they think socialism's like this horrible thing that'll destroy our country.
Probably make it better.
Yeah, that's what they think it's going to like destroy the country, and so if they're like, well, we could save the country, and we're gonna save the country, and we're gonna be the best, we're gonna be heroes, and all this bullshit.
We need to save them from those pedophile Democrats.
And then they vote in
all of our children. It's like, what the fuck are you on?
They vote in Trump.
Yeah.
Might as well just like fucking Christ, dude. Come on.
They vote. They're like, we gotta stop.
How can you be so stupid?
Stop the rapist Mexicans from coming over the border. We gotta build a wall. It's like, what?
A wall?
We gotta build a wall.
People have built tunnels before.
Yeah.
They found like a huge underground smuggling tunnel.
And we had like nothing on our border at all until like the 70s. And then we made like a fence in like the 90s or something.
Yeah.
The Clintons did. And then George Bush made a wall, but it was like a wall that only covers like some of it. It doesn't cover the entire border. And then Trump's like, I'll build a wall. And it's like, we do this every 20 years, dude. It doesn't fucking... Who cares?
It doesn't work, one.
It doesn't fucking work. The majority of people who come into this country come in through legal means, and then they just outstay their welcome. So it doesn't fucking matter. Unless you make it, like, actually xenophobic laws where Mexicans just can't come here ever. Okay, have fun not going to Cancun anymore. You're going to piss off all the Americans who can't go to Mexico, because it's going to be a two-way street if you do that shit.
That's what happened with Cuba.
Why would you want to make Mexico, like, Mexico's, like, enemies with America? There are fucking neighbors, okay? You can't do that shit. I love when he's like, I'm going to make Mexico pay for the wall. This is the old meme because no one talks about this shit anymore. But he used to say that. He used to say, I'm going to make Mexico pay for the wall.
How are you going to... How? What?
And they're like, no. And he's like, oh, I got them, though. I roasted them, though.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you didn't. And he's like, okay, I didn't,
That's what I'm talking about. The entertainment.
He's such a fucking
They care more about entertainment than they do actual policy.
It's embarrassing.
So Trump fucking roasted them, and he says all this bullshit.
Trump roasted himself, bro.
Yeah.
Trump needs to... It's so weird. I don't know why anyone...
And Trump's like... The Trump organization's like being...
Yeah.
Investigated.
Well, actually, it's been charged.
If you're fucking... I don't know. Okay, here's my thing. Because whenever
Trump might get arrested.
Whenever COVID-19 was first going on, it was this weird thing where people were like, you guys actually trust the government?
No, I trust Donald Trump for saying it's not real. It's like, think about what you just said there. You just said you don't trust the government, but you trust the president. That makes no fucking sense. And it was this whole thing where it was like, yes, the president...
I don't trust Fauci.
The president is saying the American government is doing a conspiracy. What? Why would you guys believe that?
Don't you think that...
Yeah, the president says voter fraud's real and
he's going to... who has access to all this information keeps saying there's a bunch of conspiracies. He has access to the information.
He's a part of the conspiracy.
Yes.
He's the president. Why wouldn't he be a part of the conspiracy?
Doesn't it make more sense to theorize that Trump is a criminal in some way? Doesn't it make more sense to have theories? You know, Trump does something dark in the...
Oh my God. He does something secret in the darkness. He does something bad in the darkness. Of course he does. He's the president. Why wouldn't you think that? Why do you think Trump is like this perfect angel and all these other people are bad?
This is what I don't get. If there was a conspiracy and Trump was sent by God to stop the conspiracy, how did he become the president of the United States? When the most powerful people
stop nothing.
Do nothing. Why would the conspirators let Trump be president if he's gonna quote unquote destroy the conspiracy and save America?
He did nothing.
How does that make sense?
He changed literally nothing.
Yes, he did nothing, but how would he even get in the position in the first place?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
It makes no... Just think think for yourself. Do your own research.
The RNC really failed by not intervening and finding a way to stop Trump. The fact they let him go as far as he did, it's like...
Well, I mean, it worked out for him. They have, like, this huge cult following. Not in a good way.
Yeah,
they have a literal cult.
But all of their old people are getting pushed out. Like,
they don't care as long as they get voters and money.
I guess. But it is true. A lot of people turned to just worshiping Trump right when Trump was elected. Like all the Republicans, Ted Cruz, who is the only like president or the only like politician in history who didn't endorse the guy who won over him in his own party. He's like, we can't vote for Trump. We have to vote for the Democrats this time. He called my wife fat or some shit. And then like fast forward a year, he's like, Trump's the best president ever. It's like, cuck Cruz. Come on.
So, goddamn retarded.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about the Republicans, but I forgot.
What could you say that hasn't been said?
They're dumb. They smell. They stink. They're gay.
Okay.
End of story.
Well, Steven Crowder, if you want to come on and debate us.
I'll debate Steven Crowder. I know we only have 45 subscribers, but I'll debate him.
Yeah, we would. We'd destroy him.
Oh yeah, he would get he wouldn't allow one of us. Only one of us can debate him. He would be like, no, two. No.
Well, he has like his whole crew.
Yeah.
Trying to make fun of us.
You'll gang up on me.
Try to make fun of us for having long hair.
You guys have an explosion as your picture? What is that about?
You guys have long hair like women.
You look like a woman. He literally has a boyish baby boy face.
I know.
He literally looks like a boy. He's a little boy. I'm just going.
I guarantee you, if he ever
let's go like Crowder. Let's just both short penises online, and whoever's bigger wins. That's our debate. Whoever has the bigger one wins. He's like, oh no! You're trying to trick me. No, not a trick. Not a trick. I'll post it first. I'll post. You post.
I'll do it right now. I swear to God.
I'll do it right now. I'll do it right here. You want to see it?
He's like, oh my God.
He goes, I don't believe you. No, I'll do it.
But you know, he like
he would just cry.
Yeah, because he knows.
Even if you seriously debated him, he would just. Well, the thing is, if you ever watch him Change My Mind, he will not let you talk.
No.
You say one thing, he'll do these long-winded sentences. He'll say so many things because he overwhelms you with information. Most of it is wrong. And then once you say one thing he doesn't like, he goes, no. And then he like fucking redirect. He like, you have to go this way. You have to go that way. He's like, my debate tactics won't work if you don't. And also, just so you guys know, he is paid by the Koch brothers, and they provide him with talking points. He doesn't have his own thoughts. His debates are all pre-written for him. Like he's like, if they say this, say this. If they say this, so don't think he's like an intellectual because he's not. He literally gets talking points by the Koch brothers. Same with Dave Rubin. The Koch brothers like pay them all off. So I mean, calling them an intellectual or acting like they have any integrity of their own is just fucking dumb. He's just like he's a fucking puppet. Like, you know. So fuck him. And also debate Sam Cedar.
Debate us.
Yeah, no, because if he debates us, I'm calling Sam. I'm like, Sam, you gotta get on my podcast. We're gonna fucking trick this
dude. We could.
I'm gonna go. By the way, Sam Skeeter's here again.
No, I would go. Did you know that Spartans?
Did you know that Spartans practice manhood?
He's like, oh my God. He like immediately. He's like, no.
I swear to God, if Sam Cedar appears, and Sam's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, he just.
It's just like, not even. It's a horrible impression.
God, dude, we would fucking destroy him in a Steven.
Dude, if I was in a fight with Crowder, I'd punch him so hard he would die. I punch him so fucking hard he would die, dude, from one punch. Call me Saitama. And the one punch man.
Alrighty. Well, Jared just got here.
Jeremiah just got here. Open the door for Jeremiah. I told him he didn't have to come. We are an hour and 3 minutes in. So say one. We're literally about to hit stop. So say one thing.
One thing.